Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today. In this video, we're going to be reacting to another of Tom MacDonald's song. This one is called Fake Woke. It was recommended following one of my reactions to Dirty Money. So there's been a few recommendations. I'm working my way through it at the moment, so be patient with me, guys. I thought this was an interesting title, so let's check it out. Without any further ado, let's go.
I think it's crazy I'm the one who they labeled as controversial, and Cardi B is the role model for 12-year-old girls. There's rappers pushing Xanax at the top of the billboard, but if I mention race in a song, I'm scared I'll get killed for it. It's backwards, it's getting exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love it, cause you have the right to hate it and not get stoned to death in public. As children, we were taught how to walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world now, the planet went crazy. Label everything we say as homophobic or racist. If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association. All our childhood heroes got Me Too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need to change. They gave us tiny screens, we think we free because we can't see the cage. They knew that race war would be the game they need to play. For people to big teams, they use the media to feed the flame.
Whoa. You know what this is? This is when you have a very good understanding of your opponent. This is just what it is. When you have a good understanding of who you're going against, then you know how to tackle. Oh my days, but that is so true though, isn't it? How can somebody that is teaching people to twerk, teaching kids to twerk and talk nonsense and display sexualized behaviors to children be a role model? How does that even work? And then somebody that's trying to kind of get you to go, hold on a minute, the system seems a little bit strange at the moment. Can you guys see this? Ah. How's this guy's gonna get himself in big trouble?
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old, same songs. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings. I think it's crazy how these people screaming facts, but they fake woke. Hate their neighbor cause he wears a mask or he stays home. Has a daughter, but his favorite artist said he slays hoes. Picks her up from school, music slaps on the way home. Censorship's an issue cause they choose what they erase. There's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. I think Black Lives Matter was the stupidest name when the system's screwing everyone exactly the same. I just want to spend Thanksgiving Day with food and my family without being accused of celebrating native casualties. We got so divided, it's black and white and political. Republicans are bigots, libtards if you're liberal. There's riots in our streets and it's just getting worse. Y'all screaming deep on the police, y'all are genius for sure. They're underfunded already, they're way too busy to work. Order food and call the cops, see what reaches you first. Segregation ended, that's a...
I'm so sorry, guys, that I'm pausing it. It's just, I can see how he can get this music out now. Somebody put in the comment section a huge biography of Tom. Now I get why nobody else wanted to touch him, because to touch him would mean that you want to go against the system, and going against the system would mean that you don't want to get fed. And what do we know that's happening these days? People are so afraid of going against the system. And going against the system doesn't mean that you need to go fight people or anything. Going against the system just simply means just being true to yourself and just speak facts, which is what he's doing. But that's a very valid point, isn't it? Order food and call the cops. Which one gets to you first? Here in the UK, the foods will definitely get to you first. It's isn't that weird that every part of the world seems to be working, unless the parts where they're quite deprived and stuff like that, where again we can speak to what's going on over there. I'll leave that for another day. But in the developed part of the world, what does that mean? How does food get to you when you're in trouble before the cops get there? Yeah.
Lying itself, that was a strategy to make us think they were trying to help. They knew that racism was hot if they designed it to sell. We buy up every single box and divide us ourselves.
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old, same songs. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings.
We use violence to get peace and wonder why it isn't working. That's like sleeping with a football team to try and be a virgin. Politicians are for sale and someone always makes the purchase. But you and I cannot afford it. Our democracy is worthless. If a man has mental illness, call him crazy, say it silently. When country's going crazy, we accept it as society. Get sick and take a pill. When the side effects get you high, you get addicted like these rappers dying fighting with sobriety. Censoring the facts turns our children into idiots. They claim it's for our safety. I'll tell you what it really is. Removing information that empowers all the citizens. The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate. They're trying to change amen to amen and women. How'd we let them make praying a microaggression? Instead of asking God for the strength to keep winning, we cheat to get ahead and then we ask him for forgiveness. Feminism used to be the most righteous of fights, but these days it feels like they secretly hate guys. I don't trust anyone who bleeds for a week and don't die. I'm just kidding, but everything else that I said is right.
Wow.
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old, same songs. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings.
Oh my days. How long's this guy been going for? I'm curious. I'm curious how this song was done about 2 years ago. Wow. You know what? I'm glad that we've got platforms like this, like YouTube and independent platforms where people that refuse to conform are able to then go, you know what, I'll do it on my own and not be too scared to actually say stuff. The reason I say this is I was listening to Dave Chappelle one time, and I think I said this in one of my other videos, that he was being told off, for lack of a better word, for using the word FAG in one of his comedy years back. But then when he challenged them to say, but when I use the N word, nobody says anything. And the response was, oh, that's because you're not gay. And he's saying, but I'm not a N either. So can you see how what he's just said there makes sense? Like, we box people into certain groups and say, oh yeah, only these people are allowed to use this, and then these people are not allowed to use this. But is it something that's allowed or not allowed? If it's allowed, then everybody can say it, regardless of color. I don't believe that word should be used anyway. The N word is completely disgusting, completely unacceptable. Nobody should use it, black or any color. But my point is, if one is allowed, then everybody should be allowed. The idea of we're claiming the word is unacceptable. You don't claim words like that. There are better words that you can use that is not that. That's my point. And I think I've made that a few times. But he's hit so many nails there, isn't it? Whew. The question we need to ask ourselves is, what do we stand for? Do we stand for believing that we want to live in a society where truth doesn't count? It doesn't mean that as a person we are righteous and we haven't got any struggles or anything that we struggle with. It doesn't mean that, but we all have struggles, and we all pray to God that we get through that sometime. But there are just certain things that you just can't stand back and go, oh yeah, it's okay, I'll just hate those people instead because they're the one causing me pain. Oh, the immigrants are the one coming in to cause me pain. Oh, isn't that strange? The same immigrants that are working their butt off in a system that is unfair to them are the one causing me, that is in a system that's meant to be designed to work well, me pain. Where are the people at the top? What role do they play in all of this then? Sometimes we just need to question the agenda of what's being pushed out. That's all we need to do. Where is this going? Okay, the Black Lives Matter movement was just a complete con job. I said it. Didn't believe for 1 minute that, but why? Why now? Like, okay, here in the UK was a case of, all right, Black Lives Matter, where we a ban, and then yep, the footballers, they would kneel for 1 minute, or and then it reduced. I think it was 10 seconds at one point, and all that. Where was the real change that came out of that? All these tokenistic gestures, they're nonsense. If you want real change, it's it's got to come from the top. People are going to need to start heads. Not going to use the words I was thinking about, but it's going to need to change at the top. It's going to need to change within the media. What we're feeding people needs to be facts. You're not going to turn around and say, oh yeah, these people are the one going out there causing us grief. But is that the facts? Really? How can it be easy for somebody to get themselves a gun? So easy for them for somebody to get themselves a gun and be able to wield that. How can it be so easy to get that in the UK? How can it be so easy to label certain groups within the UK? In the UK, we don't have access to guns, so that it's the US, I mean, but in the UK, how can it be so easy to label certain people within London is that community? They're the one that seem to be harming themselves. Oh, because that's what they do, they're aggressive and stuff like that. How can you easily label people like that? It's Kings, I'm gonna stop now. But no, I think that was absolutely brilliant. That was brilliant. It was yeah. Let me know in the comment section below your views on this. I think this is gonna go on longer than I wanted it to go on. I just go a little bit when it comes to culture wars like this, I just get a little bit amped up. I need to kind of calm down a little bit and just go with the flow. All right. Without it, if you like what we're all about, please like, subscribe, and join our community. And yeah, let us know what you think in the comment section below. Until next time, you make sure you look after yourself. It's been Kings. Peace. Bye for now.